What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this is BlackBoardGaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there.
Waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't want a complication. Complication.
Hey, everybody! So, last week, we talked about our top 10 games of 2023. Now, leading up to that, there were some games that we needed to get to the table.
So, even though we played a lot of 2023 games in 2023, there were a few on my list that I hadn't gotten to. So, over my winter break, we had a game marathon.
Yeah, we had a game marathon here at the Sherrill household. You know, because I knew there were some games that that were on our shelf of opportunity, and then there were some games that I knew Alicia would really enjoy. So I wanted to make sure that when we came up with our top 10 games of 2023, she would be making an informed decision.
So today we're going to talk about the games we've been playing lately, particularly the games that we played during our game marathon over my winter break.
Yeah, over her winter break. Remember, I don't get a winter break.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I don't, but I love to play games, so we got it in.
We got it in.
So there are a total of 9 games on this list. Now, 3 of the games we've already talked about in our top 10 of 2023. So we're not going to spend too much time on those. But we want to tell you about some of the other games because out of all of them, we really enjoyed them. But let's, without wasting any time, I think we're ready.
We're ready.
Let's get right to it. Now, the first game we're going to talk about is a game that I actually backed on Kickstarter back in 2018.
Really?
Yeah, it was way back in 2018.
Oh, wow.
And it was supposed to come out the next year, but it had went through some challenges and all that, so I don't know about all the challenges, but it finally came to fruition in 2023.
Okay.
And I'm happy about it.
Okay.
And that game is called Sweet Mess.
Okay.
You know, and that was the first game that we played because it was already set up on the table when her winter break started.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, we played that game like 3 times.
Yes.
And so Sweet Mess is a baking competition where we are drafting ingredients for these baked goods like pies and cakes and puddings and all that. And ingredients are represented by these poker chips, aka Splendor, which I knew that Alicia was going to be really enjoy that. And what you're doing is you're grabbing these ingredients. There's chocolate, there's candy, there's crust. I think there's marshmallows and gelatin or whatever.
Whipped cream, isn't there?
No, whipped cream, not marshmallows, whipped cream. And you have to store it on your board, and there's a particular way you have to store it on your board. Like, there's a part of your pantry that can hold one of each, and then there's one part of your pantry that can only hold one particular ingredient.
That can hold two. A maximum of 2 pairs.
Yeah, that's the other one,
okay.
You know. And so you're using that to satisfy recipes. You know, what did you think about Sweet Mess?
Okay. Sweet Mess was an instant hit for me. And I think, first of all, the theme is appealing. I mean, what's not to like about baking, making desserts?
Yes.
But also, I think it was an easy learn for me because it was familiar. Like he said, just gathering ingredients, fulfilling recipes. That reminded me of other games that I've already played. So I was able to jump in really quickly, understand how to play, and I just enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really fun. Like, the cool thing about it is it's a competition. So it's supposed to simulate you moving real fast. And when you grab an ingredient from one of the plates, that particular ingredient spills over into the other place. So that gives you more options to draft those other ingredients.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and yes, I did like the chips.
I knew you was gonna really like those poker chips.
I did like
So
those
it
poker
did.
chips.
It was reminiscent of Splendor, but it had a little bit more rules that you had to pay attention to.
Yes.
So that's the first game, and like I
Yes.
said, we played that 3 times. Now the second game we played is the one game that this was on my shelf of opportunity, because this was on my list of games that I was excited for at Gen Con, and back in August.
Okay.
And that is Wild Child West.
Okay.
And now Wild Child West, we played that 3 times. And I really love games that have a Old West theme.
You know what? I really like Wild Child West too, and yes, the theme. It was a fun way to come at the theme.
Yeah, because it's like, you're critters in the Old West. And pretty much what you're doing is you're placing polyomino tiles out onto your player board that's building up your town. And there are like 5 sections of the town that you're trying to fill up. Now, the cool thing about it is how you select the polyomino tiles. It kind of reminds you in a way of a Planet Unknown.
Okay.
Where we roll some dice and then we place those dice in sections of the board. And in those sections, they correspond with some of the tiles that you can select. And so everybody starts selecting tiles going clockwise. Now there's one tile that you can, that represents the river, and you don't have to select, you can select that polyomino tile right there, but you can spin gold to go up the river in order to grab that next tile or whatever. And so you're taking these tiles and you're placing them out onto your player board. And you're trying to build up the buildings, and there's these different scoring opportunities.
Like you can get a salon, a saloon, you can get a bank, and each of them gives you different benefits.
Yeah, some of them give you in-game bonus points. Some give you in-game during the game. You get certain bonus, like if you surround this building with adjacent, because you got to place the tiles adjacent to a previously placed tile.
Yes.
Now the funnest, and I'm saying funnest, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's a word, but the funnest part of the game is like some of the tiles have bandits, and you get to place the bandits out into your board, and then there are sheriffs. So in order to take out the bandits, you have to place a sheriff strategically where it can see in line of sight of that bandit.
So it can shoot the bandit.
Yeah, if you got a bullet. And I'm gonna be honest, that's one of my favorite board game components of 2023.
What? Really?
The bullet.
Wow.
Yeah, because I like games that have multi-use cards.
Okay.
This game has a multi-use component.
No, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, because once you use the bullet and take out the bandit, it becomes a tombstone.
Yeah, you cover up the bandit with the bullet, and it represents a tombstone in the middle of your town.
Yeah.
It's letting other folks know, like, they don't play in this town. So I enjoyed like putting the sheriff in line of sight and going pew pew pew. So
yeah, I really enjoy Wild Child West. It was just a fun take on the Wild Wild West theme, and I just thought it was a lot of fun.
It was fun, and we played this 3 times, and I love doing the whistle, the Clint Eastwood whistle. Now, I probably couldn't do it now because I ain't going to embarrass myself. I think I can do it. Yep, I did it. Okay. All right, so that's Wild Child West. Now, the next one we played was one we already talked about in our top 10 games. And that was a game that was on my list already. But the more I played it, it kept moving up.
Forest Shuffle.
Forest Shuffle.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I love Forest Shuffle. And I think we played that twice.
No, we played it at least twice.
Yeah, we played it at least twice. And the cool thing about Forest Shuffle is the more you play it, the more you start discovering different scoring opportunities. So we're not going to spend too much time on that one. Like, if you want to learn more about that one, go watch our video for our top 10 games. You know.
Yes.
Now the next one we played was the art project.
Okay. Okay.
Now I played that one twice solo, so I could learn the game, so I could teach it to Alicia, and then we played it like 3 times.
So, I really like the art project. Part of why I like it is it's cooperative, and yes,
Yeah.
I do like cooperative games. But I do like the theme. I do like the idea of us
Being the good guys.
being the good guys, but kind of Robin Hood good guys, because we're
I don't know, Robin Hood good guy.
well, he stole from the rich to give to the poor. So we're basically taking back stolen art.
Yeah, but we ain't giving it to the poor. We giving it back to the rightful owner.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. But I do like that idea and that theme, and I did love the components.
The components of the art project are amazing.
Oh
Because
my
you got these little resources. You got walkie-talkies where you could use to hire allies. You know, that gives you, because I'll get to that. You have the little guns that help you in the fight.
The guns.
And then you have gasoline cans that help you move around the map.
The little white hands.
Yeah, so they have these white hands that represents the white
thieves.
hand. They're the thieves.
They're the network.
Yeah, they've taken these art projects. And so what you're trying to do, you draw these cards, and depending on the symbol, we get to find out where the art, I keep saying art projects.
The art.
Missing art.
Yes.
You know, to recover it in which city. So we draw a card and we get to discuss how we're going to use the cards, because in placing those cards, whenever you get 3 of a particular symbol,
it represents the city where the next art piece is.
and then when we get to place an art piece, which is represented by these little crates, and we place it in that city, and so now if there's white hands in that city, we got to go over there and fight. Before we can recover it, we got to have like a kung fu battle or whatever.
Yes.
You know. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I played, like I said, I usually try to, incorporate a song.
He likes to create ambiance by playing the right kind of music.
Yeah, so the song I was playing during this game was Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal.
Now, yes, one of the things I really enjoy about this game are the components. They added to the aesthetic of the game.
The ambiance.
The guns, the white hands, the crates that represented the art. They just did that part really well.
Yeah, and Vincent Dutray art. Oh my God, I picked this up at PAX, and I was excited to play this one. And so when we played our time, we lost twice and we won once.
Yes.
We won once. We was happy too.
Yes, we were.
Now, speaking of adding a song to a game, we were playing the next game we played, and we played like 3 times. And also speaking as, I really enjoyed this particular game because my wife got to play as the bad guy.
He's talking about Run.
Yeah, it's this game. Now, Run was sent to us from the publisher, and I was kind of like, am I gonna be able to get you to play this game? Because it's a 2-player game where it has set up like Battleship, where one player plays as the fugitive, and the other player plays as dispatch. And they have this little helicopter that's moving around their board, and they're trying to find the fugitive,
Before the fugitive gets to his safe house.
Yes, and he's picking up stash.
On the way. No, he's picking up, not stash, he's picking up devices, those Get Smart type devices on the way.
Now, the song, there's a song called Run Boy Run by, I think it's Wood Kid or something. I don't remember the name of it. I'll put it in the video. But that was the song that I was listening to while I was playing the bad guy.
Okay.
You know, and she played the good guy. But she was like, kind of like, I can't find you. There was one time she got me, and then the other time she missed me, but she was like, I'm
The
not.
first time I didn't, he got to the safe house first.
And she was like,
It just took me a minute. The second time I caught him, and it was his idea for me to play as the fugitive. So I said, why not?
yeah, because I wanted her to understand
And-
what was going on.
And I got away, y'all.
She did get away. So the way you, as the fugitive, you got these little, these movement tiles. And so when you move in a certain direction, you place it out onto a board that the dispatch can see. But if you move quietly, you put it on the side that has a question mark, which lets the dispatch know that they don't know what direction you move. But then there are moves like a run or a sprint. And if you put that there, that means you made some noise. So they're like, okay, he went in this direction, but from where? You know, so like I said, it's set up like Battleship.
So it's a hidden movement game.
Yeah, and I really, really enjoyed this game.
It actually was fun.
You know, so, all right. So the next game was a game that we already talked about on the top 10. And this was sent to us from KTGB.
Oh, Maple Valley.
KTGB. I always try to make sure I'm saying that right. And that was Maple Valley. Now, we played that game 3 times. Now, I knew that Alicia was going to really love this game. So I wanted to make sure we got that played. Because you love Creature Comforts.
I do.
Yeah, so Maple Valley, same world. And like I say, if you want to hear more about that, check out our top 10 video 2023.
Okay.
Now, the next one is the third of the games that we talked about. And that was Life of the Amazonia.
Yes.
Yeah, Life of the Amazonia was another one that I figured that was going to be the only difference maker in my list. Because I kept saying my list was locked.
Yes.
But, of course, as you saw, Forest Shuffle, which was already on the list, had moved up.
Okay.
The more plays. And then Life of the Amazonia, Tim, who owns Meepleville in Las Vegas and runs Dice Tower West, when we always talk, and he kept asking me, have you played Life of the Amazonia? And he was like, you got to try that game out. And that was the game that was on your list for Gen Con. And I picked it up from our local game store. And I'm so glad I introduced you to
I
this.
know. That is a great game.
Yeah, that game, like we said, it is Cascadia meets
Plus.
Quetzalcoatlinburg.
No, it's Cascadia Plus.
So, all right, wait. I got to remember what the next games were. Yep, okay. We got 2 more games, I believe. Yes, 2 more games.
All right.
So the next game that we played was I Love Sashi and Sashi games. Okay. And so my friend Ryan, he had got a copy of Come Sail Away. And he loaned it to me because I wanted to see, I want to play this game. So he loaned it to me, and I played it like, I actually played it like 6 times solo mode, trying to make sure I understood. You know, once I learned how to play it, I was like, "Ooh, I love the challenge of this puzzle." And then I introduced it to you, and we played it another 2 times.
So, I am not the fan of Sashi and Sashi games that he is.
Yeah.
But this one, I love. First of all, I love the setting because I do love cruises.
Yeah, pretty much you're playing as
The crew
of a cruise ship.
And you're trying to place the passengers. And you know, Sashi and Sashi, they always have a puzzle, but they always put a twist. But I really enjoy it. I like the components. I like the colors.
I do love those components. All the meeples are different.
Different colors. I like the game. I like the clean look of the game. Just the lines and the look. It just has a clean look to me that I really enjoy. But most of all, I do enjoy the puzzle. And it does get challenging.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, you're trying to feel.
So what you're doing So what you're doing, you have your own cruise ship. Your playboard is represented by a cruise ship, and you have 10 different rooms, and you have a foyer, I think, or the grand ballroom, or where in the middle. And so what you're doing is you're drawing cards that represents they have
passengers.
like 2, 3, or 4 passengers of the different colors. And one of those passengers has a suitcase underneath, which means you're trying to place them in their room. And they want to just go straight to your room, like do not pass go or whatever, just go straight to their room. And so what you're doing is you're placing these passengers on the ship, but you have to place them kind of like
adjacent.
Yeah, there's a name for it, but I can't remember it. But it's the same type of mechanic you will find in 5 Tribes.
So the thing though is, you want to fill the rooms, you want to reach full occupancy, because that's how you score points. However, when you reach full occupancy, it makes achieving adjacency even more challenging.
Yeah, so when you place one of the meeples in one room, you have to place the next meeple in an adjacent room, and then so on and so on. But then certain rooms, they have a certain requirement, like one room can only hold 2 pairs of a specific color, and then another room can hold 1 color of each. And then there's the rooms that have only the green meeple can go in those rooms. You can't place any red or black or yellow in those. And so if there's you reach a point where you can't place a meeple, they go back out onto the deck and they disgruntled. They sitting there waiting like, oh, what do you mean you can't put me on the ship? Now, this game is just really, really fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's
so colorful.
It's colorful. It just really looks appealing as well, and I really enjoyed this game.
Yeah, that game. So now that's the first Sashi and Sashi game that she really, really likes.
Yes.
So I might have to bribe Ryan, like, hey, let me buy this. Now the last one that we played was Fit to Print.
Okay.
Now we only played this one once because we're going to revisit it, because in Fit to Print you basically are putting together a newspaper, but it is a real-time game where you set a timer and then you're grabbing pictures and news stories and advertisements from the middle of the table, and you're trying to fit them onto your board, And then when the timer runs out, it's certain requirements, like pictures can't go next to pictures, and stories, they score points and stuff like that. The pictures can score points due to adjacent news stories, and then there's ad revenue. So this game does have some player elimination. Like if you get to the 3rd round, if you don't if you haven't generated enough ad revenue, yeah, then you get eliminated.
So here is the challenge for me.
Real time.
It is very hard for me to think well under a time pressure. So that's just a challenge for me.
Yeah, I understand that. Now, for me, being someone's work in the kitchen, sometimes we have to work where it's time. You got to get this done in a certain amount of time. So I was able to gel with this game. But I do want to revisit it because I really like the theme.
I like the theme. However, I think even though the theme is there, it's more of a puzzle. It's a puzzle, and the theme is more of a setting than an immersive experience.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm making sure that we talked about everyone. Yeah, I think we did. That was cool. So that was the games that we have been playing
during my winter break game marathon,
which I really enjoyed.
Yes.
Okay.
So my goal this year is to play more games throughout the year. Although I wouldn't mind doing another game marathon.
I will too. You got spring break coming up.
Yes.
Or winter break, or whichever they call it.
It's called midwinter break.
Midwinter break?
Yeah.
Y'all get so many breaks.
You need let's switch jobs. We need those breaks. Trust me.
I know. I pretty much understand. But yeah, those are the games that we have been playing. So we got a little bit extra, so we'll be right back. So starting this coming Friday, which will be January the 26th, and the last Friday of every month moving forward, we're going to be hosting a board game meetup.
In collaboration with Heroes and Villains, which has a food truck, but also they have a storefront. The storefront is located at 22965 Woodward Avenue in Ferndale, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit.
Now, Heroes and Villains also, they share a space with Tweet Dreams, which is a great ice cream shop. They make their own ice cream.
With some unique flavors.
They do have some unique flavors, but some of them are good.
And a coffee shop is also housed in this building.
Yeah, so we're going to be there, and I'm going to post in the socials what games that I'm going to be introducing there.
What games
we're going to be introducing. I know. I'm sorry. I know I'm usually the teacher, but so I have to make sure that you're going to be teaching some games too. You know, you being the teacher. You ready?
Ready. I'm ready.
And so we're really looking forward to it, and we're excited about this because that's one of the things. Like being in the culinary field, I'm a sandwich person, and so I used to work with Heroes and Villains, and it was one of the best jobs I had because it was just making some unique sandwiches, and these sandwiches are named after superheroes and supervillains. So that's really cool, And so now I get to incorporate sandwiches with my other love, which is board games. So I am really excited about this.
We are excited about this, and we hope to see you Friday if you are in the Metro Detroit area.
Yeah, if you're anywhere near Ferndale on Friday, come check it out. Guaranteed you're going to have some fun.
We will be there from 6 to 10.
Yes. So if you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
This has been BlackBoard Gaming.
We will see you next time.